With sirloin steaks. This is beautiful. Maybe you're looking for something great to serve around New Year's or just after. We've got the perfect set of steaks for you. You're going to choose today 6 or 12 of these 6-ounce black Angus sirloin steaks. No auto delivery on these. And when you cut into one of these bad boys, juicy and tender, perfect. And let me just show you. Oh, there it is. How you doing? Everybody ready for beef? Because it's what's for dinner. Isn't that beautiful? Don't miss out on these lovely steaks. This is something very, very special coming to us from our own personal butcher here at QVC. Ray Rastelli is sharpening up his knives. He's ready to go.
David, it's great to see you. Happy Sunday, and certainly Merry Christmas to you and all of our QVC family.
Absolutely.
So I'm thinking just a little after Christmas now, David. So I'm thinking about New Year's, and I'm thinking about that resolution that I always make around this time of year or after New Year's. How do I get a little bit healthier? So I brought you just a steak that's not just incredibly tender and juicy and flavorful, but healthier for you because there's no fat. So I want to show you. This sirloin, we start with Angus, but we take all the fat off of this Angus sirloin. And when we take the fat off of it, what we do is we age it for 28 days. But then when we cut these beautiful steaks, David, let me show you what these actually look like. Look at how beautiful this steak actually looks. It has no fat on it. It's nice and thick. It's actually 6 ounces, but it's 6 ounces of completely edible sirloin. So it's Angus. We've aged it for 28 days. We've taken all the fat off of it. So if you're thinking about that steak for the new year, high in protein, 0 fat on it from an eating standpoint, this is the steak that you really want to start with.
Yeah, and individually wrapped and packaged, so you only take out what you need as you need it. A 6-ounce steak is really generous. A big, bold punch of protein, and a great way for you to sear these up, slice them, and serve them over salad, kebabs, whatever you got going on. Now, you can choose either a 6 or a 12 count, and we are more limited in which one? Alan? Oh, fewer than 500 left in that 12 count, Ray. This is something that you can keep fresh in your freezer for what, a year?
That's right, David, for a year. That packaging will keep in all of the freshness, keep out all the bacteria, but this is what I want to show you. Look how easy my knife glides through this steak. It's just, and there's a reason. There's no fat at all on the steak, but look at the steak itself. Look at what you get inside it. So you can see even in the steak, there is 0 fat. But the moisture you're seeing come out of it, David, it's because we start with Angus, and Angus means we've got beautiful marbling inside of that. That's what gives you the tenderness. That's what gives you the texture that you want to really get out of a sirloin steak. And look at this. It's not like a sirloin steak you'd find at a store, David, because first, they want to leave the fat on it. I don't want to leave any fat on it. And here's what's most important. Can you do this with a sirloin steak from anywhere else? Can you cut it with a fork? Just like that. Look right through it with a fork. That tells the story about aging. It tells the story about Angus. But no fat is what I love because beginning of the year, I want high in protein. I want no fat in my diet. And I'm going to do the best I can to get a little bit healthier.
Oh, I think we all are aspiring to do that. And I'm going to have a little bite here because these smell amazing. Now, Ray, you know me, I don't take small bites. This is a tender, tender steak. Really beautifully seasoned. I used a little bit of your signature steak seasoning on this, and it's just dynamic and fantastic. When people get these at home, these are going to cook up as easily on an indoor grill as they might in the oven or on the stovetop, right?
They are, David. You know, this is also that steak, you know, I always refer to it as the everything steak. The one you want to have in your freezer because we're showing it as a steak there, and look how beautiful your knife just glides through that. But, David, I've got kebabs here. I've got fajitas here. I have, of course, my chicken fried steak, which all I've done is taken my steak, I've pounded it out, and all I'm going to do is pour my gravy right over top. So this is that steak that whether it is going to be a kebab or whether it's going to be a steak, just as you're doing, or it's going to be a fajita, or one of my favorites, the chicken fried steak. Look how simple that is. And, of course, we give you all of the instructions on just how to do that, along with that seasoning packet that really helps you to make the perfect steak.
Ray, chicken fried steak? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now you're speaking my language, my friend.
And it works because this steak is so tender and there's no fat in it at all. You can see no fat at all. All we've got is a beautiful, beautiful sirloin steak. You won't find this in the supermarket, David, because you won't find this kind of Angus. And most of all, you won't find something that's been aged for 28 days and trimmed, what we like to say, like a grape. We've trimmed it like a grape, right? There's nothing on it.
Now, I've got another steak here we're cutting into, and I just want you to see how beautiful. This is fantastic. Look at that juiciness, that tenderness. This is what we're after. We're all after this really beautiful cut of meat, one that is going to make a real difference on your dinner table. You're looking maybe to increase the protein in your diet. This is a great way to do that. Look at that beautiful steak. Oh, Ray, these are beautiful and amazing and delicious. I think all of our foodies are going to be well suited to pick these up. Sir, we want to wish you and your family a very, very happy holiday season coming up.
Same to you, sir. I appreciate that very much. And to all our QVC guests, have an absolutely wonderful holiday and Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much. We're going to check in with Mary, who's going to take us from the turf to the surf.